If you've been watching the housing market around the Tampa Bay area for the last couple of years, you know that there's a shortage of houses to buy. And that is probably going to continue for quite some time. A lot of home buyers are turning to new construction as an option. And working with a contractor or a home builder can be a great experience, or it can be a financial nightmare. Buyers find that touring homes and looking at the models is one of the best things about the whole deal. All the models look fantastic, but for what price? Not what you're going to see on the billboards. Those models are decked out with a ton of the optional features. This video is going to cover what you should upgrade and what you should run from. Let's get started now. Hi, my name is Mike Lavoie. I am a realtor with Dalton Wade Real Estate here in the beautiful Tampa Bay area. My wife Paula and I have lived in the Tampa area for better than 30 years and absolutely love Tampa. One of the other things we like to do is help people with what is probably the single largest transaction they'll ever make, buying or selling a home. Buying a home that you actually watch grow out of the ground is something that, everybody should do once. Researching, designing the space, adding the things that you want rather than just accepting what the previous homeowner did, it can be a pretty cool thing to do. It can also be a very expensive thing to do. Did you notice how I put research first on that list? Research is that important, and by research I'm talking about looking at the floor plan carefully. What walls adjoin each other? Do you want to have your master bedroom right next to another bedroom? Like your 16-year-old son playing video games at 2 in the morning, just one wall away? Well, I've done that and don't want to do it again. Go look at different floor plans for the builder you've selected. They normally have several floor plans, but not necessarily all at that one building site. Other floor plans probably going to be available at other building sites, maybe a couple miles away. If your builder will allow structural changes, now is the time to get them squared away. Plan out your home for things like lighting and plumbing locations. Do you want pendant lights over the kitchen islands or extra outlets in the office? What about lots? If you start the process early enough in the builder's cycle, you're going to have a pretty good selection of lots, but be prepared to pay for them. An interior lot is more than likely going to be standard with the home. An interior lot just simply means that it's going to back up to another home. It might be on a corner or an end of a street, but that could probably wind up costing you additional premium. Anything with a conservation view, looking out to the wetlands or trees, is basically any yard that has no neighbors is going to have a lot premium. Any lot that looks out to a body of water and, a small pond qualifies is going to cost even more. We've seen builders charge a lot premium because the backyard faces the east and away from the afternoon sun. If you live in Florida, you know why that is. Beware of those lot premiums. While we're there, getting to the builder as soon as they start developing the community can lower those lot premiums. They want to sell lots and they're just getting started. The farther down the road they get, the fewer lots are going to be available to sell. Lot premiums are going to naturally rise, and just that simple supply and demand thing. Getting there at the beginning also means that you're going to be putting up with a year or so of builder traffic. So now you have a floor plan. You've chosen that perfect lot and made a list of things you want to have in the house. What's next? The next step is to sign the purchase agreement and head to the design center. You can expect to spend upwards of 15 to 20% of the base price of the house at that design center. Like most people, you're going to have a budget. As you head out to that first design meeting, think carefully where you're going to spend your money. Plan not just for you, but for selling it at some point in time in the future. Some of the obvious places you're going to upgrade are things that are permanent, hard to upgrade later, or those that you just don't want to deal with later. Either because you don't have the ability to do it yourself or it's just going to be a pain in the butt. Permanent upgrades are going to be something like flooring. You are not going to want to tear up that builder grade tile to put down that fancy wood looking ceramic tile a year from now. Just do it now. Hard to change items would be electric wiring. Putting up canned lightings in the kitchen 6 months after you move in will be freaking expensive and messy. When you're doing this, think return on investment, ROI. One of the best places to put your money is the kitchen. It also happens to be the easiest place to get carried away. Upgrades you need to consider: countertops, but don't get weird. Most builders have 6 or 7 levels of upgrades for granite. Stick with level 1 or 2. Your guests are not going to walk into the kitchen and say, wow, you only went to level 2? Almost no one can tell the difference between level 2 and level 6 granite. Just to spend $3,000 or $4,000 extra for that may not be worth the money. Upgrade the cabinets. Colors and styles might be limited with the base price package. A higher level of cabinet, unlike granite, can actually be seen and felt. Crown moldings, soft shut doors and drawers, glass doors with lighting behind them. Under cabinet lighting are all great upgrades and will help the house sell better someday down the road. While we're in the kitchen, consider lighting. Do you need more cans in the ceiling? Pendant lights over the islands? Putting that wiring in now is going to save you time, grief, and a lot of money later. If you're not in love with those standard light fixtures, don't worry. Take the included fixtures. You can always go down to Lowe's or Home Depot later and get the fixtures you want, and you're going to save a ton of money. Another good place to upgrade is a backsplash. It will offset the cabinets, looks impressive, and will sell well. And it's not normally an expensive upgrade. Bathrooms are another great place to put money, especially the master bath. Upgrade to a higher level of porcelain tile on the floors and in the shower. Consider trim work in the shower tile and frameless doors. One suggestion I would have is to get rid of that garden tub and make a larger shower with a couple of shower heads and maybe leave out the door. Use a drop-down floor in it. Put granite or quartz on the countertops and make sure there's plenty of lighting. In the rest of the house, think about things that you don't want to have to do later. Low voltage wiring for speakers or cable. Maybe you could use the Sonos sound system instead. Most builders will install boxes for ceiling fans, but make sure they're in the rooms that are important. The bedrooms, the living rooms, the dens. Consider fans for the patio. Let them do the wiring, but purchase the fans someplace else. You're going to get a better selection and save a ton of money. Again, take a look at lighting and electrical. Extra outlets, especially in an office. Lighting for a movie or entertainment room. What about that wet bar in a pool table room? Take it from me, I can tell you it is much easier to put the plumbing for a wet bar in now. We never thought about putting a light over the pool table until we put the table into the room. Outlets sunk into the floor of the living room or the bedroom. You're just not going to be able to put them in later without tearing up the flooring and the concrete. So far we've talked about design changes. What about structural changes? Structural changes can be difficult. Some builders like Lennar, Pulte, and D.R. Horton just can't make major changes to the house, like increasing the size of the garage. Larger, more custom builders can. So structural changes are going to vary from builder to builder. Always ask. All they can do is say no. Changes you might want to ask about include a larger garage. They can never be big enough. Paul and I have considered a 4-car garage over a 1-bedroom home. Big enough to store our cars and motorcycles and Christmas decorations. Small enough that the long-term guests, like family from the north, wind up staying at the Holiday Inn. In the backyard, is the patio included big enough? Concrete is not that expensive, but it's a pain in the neck to add later. You might want to consider an outdoor kitchen. Should you put the plumbing in now? Most likely. Do you plan on putting in a pool? Here's just a thought. Rather than letting the builder put it in, look into hiring a pool company on your own after or in conjunction with a build. Most good builders will tell you right up front, you're going to save money contracting with an outside pool builder. And think about it. They're home builders, not pool builders. They're going to go ahead and contract with a pool builder, and because they are responsible for overseeing the pool construction, they're going to add an extra fee into the cost. It's just that easy. Back to the patio. We've talked about wiring for fans and lights. We've covered the plumbing for the outdoor kitchen. What about the tile or flooring for the patio? No one wants to move into a home and have concrete flooring on the patio. My suggestion here depends on the pool issue. If you're going to go with the pool, let the pool contractor put the flooring down. If not, let the builder do it. Why? If you have the builder put down the travertine flooring or the brick pavers or whatever you put down, and then 6, 8, 10 months later you decide the pool gets installed, the odds of getting the colors on that flooring to match is slim. What you don't want to have is 2 shades of brick pavers. And doing the entire patio at the same time will ensure a clean looking pattern. There'll be no big abrupt changes at the joints. So where are you not going to spend your money in upgrades? Easy, paint. Builders have a set level of paint. Upgrading colors and paying for it just may not be that great of an idea. Get some light gray on the walls and live there for a while, then decide on changing the paint. You may want to cover the wall with stone instead. Don't forget the fifth wall, the ceiling. To paint that wall, the builder is certainly going to charge you. Is it worth it? I don't know. A lot of builders are offering ceiling treatments as an option. That might be very well worth the upgrade, but check on outside sources. Most of the time, those beams you see on the ceiling are styrofoam beams that are just glued up by the outside vendor and then painted over, with an extra charge similar to the pool cost. Upgrading carpet, not so much. If you're putting carpet in the bedrooms, it might be worthwhile, but be sure you upgrade the padding as well. Carpeting is just not as popular as it once was. Most people are going with a porcelain tile and then throw rugs to dampen the sound and give some warmth. Another place to avoid upgrading is on the elevation and landscaping. The elevation is what the home looks like from the road. Changing the elevation can add natural lighting if you put in bigger windows or glass doors. Those might be worth it. Other items, maybe or maybe not. Landscaping. Take whatever's included in the base price. 2 sticks in the front yard called trees are just fine. Landscaping is one of those items that evolves over time. It's one of those things that some homeowners actually like to do themselves. Even if you have no desire, which would be me, going to an outside vendor to put in the landscaping is going to yield a better looking yard, most likely at a same or lower cost point. So that will be my suggested places to either upgrade or not. If you have any comments, jot them down in the comment section below. I will actually respond. We've been doing new home construction for several years now and would love to talk to you about what's going on in the industry, or for that matter, real estate in general. If you have any questions, you can reach us at 813-575-2124 or email me at mike@lavoyteam.com. If you haven't already done so, click on that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well. We will let you know when our next video is out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Now, go out and make it a great day.